Hi, this is Ron Shira with another Art Geek production. We are in the Institute of the Arts for the exhibit of Bruce Becker's painting. Hi, Bruce. How are you doing?
Good, thanks.
Yeah. Hey, we just want to get an eyeball of what's going on here with your stuff. You've got some pretty nice pieces here.
Well, thank you. Yeah, this is a collection of my latest work. This was all done, I would say, safely within the last year and a half. Most of it within the last 6 to 8 months. And there's about 24 pieces here. There are a lot. The work can be very technical, and I guess I just overlook that point anymore because it's second nature to me, and I look at the piece more as an overall compositional element of color and light. So the technical aspects just come naturally anymore, I suppose.
Quite easily, I imagine, because look at the end product here. These are beautiful.
I appreciate that. And what is the benefit of that is, for painting for so many years, the technical aspect becomes more second nature, and that allows me or frees me up to just be more focused on how to treat the subject and how to treat the composition and create that sense of light and give that everyday object a whole nother sense of life that I hope people see.
We can get a little closer here and see some of your painterly application here. It's hard to tell the difference sometimes. Well, of course, this piece is just all water based.
Peacock, that's about 5 feet tall, just full of color and light, and again has that sense of representationalism and abstraction all at the same time.
I'm going to have to pull away.
If you want to get a bit of scale or size, I could step in there and see how big it is.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, what is it? That's about 5 foot, isn't it?
It's about 5 feet tall.
Yeah, really fine in autumn. Yeah. And you sold this piece too.
Yes, this piece is sold, right. A lot of people actually have said that they thought this is my best work, and that's always subjective, but because it does do just what I was mentioning before, has that sense of representationalism, but really straddles into the abstraction at the same time. Actually, it was a dinner place setting in a restaurant in Mexico I was at, and I just sort of broke up the setting, and I wanted to do about 7 of these, and only got 2 of them so far. So you just have all these little snippets of what the place setting was like overall, and they look great together.
Yeah, I like the light on them. It seems like this is like a lot of your work is about pure light.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So much about light and color, all of my work. And you can't have that sense of light without having that sense of dramatic darkness as well. I mean, those two go so hand in hand, so you'll usually find both within the single piece. This one you're looking at is a prime example. So bright and yet so dark all at the same time.
Lawn chairs.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this one as well. I mean, just love this piece. Night umbrella. I mean, this was a view of an umbrella that, well, it is what it is. I mean, you can pretty much see it. Sense of color and light and dark. Love it.
And this one here called Candlelight, all these candles toward a Buddhist monk here.
Right. The trick was to try and give that sense of candlelight that, sometimes you want to see more, but you can't quite because the light is not quite bright enough, and trying to capture that sense of softness of candlelight.
At the water's edge.
Water's edge, yeah. And again, how about if I jump in there, you get an idea of scale. This is about 5 feet across and 4 feet high, something like that. It's a pretty good sized piece. Again, done in the realm of straddling the realism and the abstraction all at the same time. Yeah. Very happy with this piece. I love this piece.
Very well done.
Thank you.
And when you do get close to it, you can see all your paint, the painterly application here.
Yeah, there really is no such thing as realism. It's all abstract.
Yeah.
There's little bits and pieces of color all together, all that visually seem to represent something, but it's in the true sense of it, it's all abstract.
Exactly. Well, you have to put it together in windows.
Charleston windows.
Yeah, you got a little bit of hopper in here, don't you?
That's been said of my work before. Thank you very much. Actually,
here it's called Chair in Sunlight.
Yes.
Okay, is this a nod to Van Gogh?
No, you might think that, but no, this was just something that struck me. I was just taken by the chair, which someone was actually throwing away, and I took it, put it on my back porch, and just loved the way it looked, and ended up painting it like within a day or 2 of owning it, and now it's gone.
The dimensionalism of it, the depth and the way it sits.
Yeah, that strikes a lot of people, the idea of the dimension and Then there's this use of color, the way I'll use these additional colors within the piece. The reds that accents, the blues and yellows that accent areas. That's become pretty synonymous with my work lately too.
And this piece here is called Lily of the Valley, number 2.
Now, I always said I would never paint... It's number 2, first of all, because the first one I did of the same subject matter sold and isn't available, and I did the second one. But I always said I'd never paint flowers. It's just such an overworked, trite subject. So I don't see this as a painting of flowers. This is a painting of light and color and glass and reflection, and it just happens to have flowers in it.
Gotcha. More lighting.
They were done back to back. I did one and then did the other. And again, these are pretty large too. Why don't I step in there and I'll give you an idea of scale. And you'll see that it's a pretty good size. This one's probably a little bit larger than a refrigerator. This one, just different dimensions. But when you see that sort of scale and the rocks and the look and the color, that really, I think, makes it realistic. Full of apples, a little more classic. This one gets a lot of attention, the empty bowl. There must be, well, I know there are 26 colors minimum on the inside of that bowl that I mixed up before I even put them in, or before I even touched the canvas with them. That's just a beautiful piece.
It really is. This is a gorgeous piece here.
Yeah, this is a special piece.
Yes. So you want to talk a little bit about this one?
Sure, would love to. This piece is called Kindness and Compassion. Very briefly, this is a piece that I was painting the subject matter, which is an Amish school bell given from an Amish one-room schoolhouse. I got from an Amish woman that I was painting the day of the shootings at the schoolhouse. And this particular bell I picked up from that Amish woman, knew it was going to be the painting, or the subject of my next painting, and I was painting it while that happened. So I made some good use out of it. I figured the coincidence was just too great. And so now this has been turned into prints. And the prints are available and are distributed now worldwide. They're in several different countries, and all of the money that comes in contributed for those prints is gone to the Nickel Mine School Fund, which I established for those families. I do a lot of speaking engagements about this all across the country. I've been involved in a film, and now I'm writing the book of the journey that this has taken me on. So this is a very special piece, and will be for a long time, I believe.
Very good. Now, these are some of your community projects here, because you have a table set up and some different you have stuff from the Rotary International here and
right. I've always used my work for the good of whatever community I've been involved with, and these are a few pieces. I've done a lot of work for the Boy Scouts, so there's some of the work I did for them. The Rotary International, Help of the Angels. It's just a handful of some of the work I've done for this particular community at the Reading, Wyomissing, West Reading area. I've done this for communities across the country. And it's just part of what I want to do with my work is utilize it for good in some way. And this seems to be a good outlet for it.
Art for the humanitarian cause. This is a really interesting piece. I like how the cast shadow of that just goes right into that doorway.
Yep, this is a real sleeper in that respect, that people look at it and it seems to be so much unpainted space, but that's what gives the simplicity of that composition, and then that doorway and the shadow of this large pillar in the foreground, it just draws you in when it does finally catch your eye. I like the simplicity of the cherries. Very painterly. Again, if you want to get a close-up of those cherries, you'll see all the paint stroke and the quality of light that's going on in there. Just love this piece. The reflections in the bowl. Was Katrina, when the hurricane came through our area, which is about 900 miles inland from when it hit land, and it still was this strong. I went up to the highest point in the area here and photographed it, and then did this painting of it, which is just I think a really striking, again, almost abstract piece. It's a New Mexico sky. When I spent some time out there.
Okay. And now we're coming up to the last piece of the show here.
Again, another New Mexico sky painting. Artist.com is my web address, and you can see much more of my work, probably a good 100 paintings.
Okay, great.
Thanks very much, Ron. I appreciate it.
You're extremely welcome. Thank you.